Welcome back. Think for a moment about the rhythm of your daily work life. We spend a significant portion of our time acting as traffic controllers for our own digital lives. You open an email, copy data, paste it into a spreadsheet, cross-reference it with a browser tab, and then format the result into a report. It is a constant, exhausting cycle of clicking, switching, and typing. For decades, we have been the ones doing the heavy lifting, using our computers merely as passive instruments, mirrors that reflect our intent but lack the capacity to act upon it. But what if your computer didn't just wait for your command, but instead learned to understand your goal and began to work alongside you? We are standing on the precipice of a profound paradigm shift. We are moving beyond the era of the chatbot, those simple, text-based interfaces, and entering the age of agentic AI. This transition represents a fundamental change in the nature of computing. An agentic AI is not just a search tool or a creative partner, it is a collaborative force capable of perceiving its environment, reasoning through complex multi-step tasks, and executing actions within your software interface to achieve a desired outcome. Whether it is NVIDIA's advancements in processing power or the rapid evolution of autonomous reasoning models, the walls between our intent and the execution are beginning to dissolve. Today, we are going to explore what happens when your computer stops being a static tool and starts becoming a truly autonomous collaborator. It is a shift that promises to reclaim your most valuable resource, your time, and allow you to focus on the deeply human work of strategy and creativity. The shift from tools to agents. To understand where we are going, we must first reflect on where we have been. Historically, technology has functioned as a lever, an amplifier of human effort that requires constant guidance. Whether you are using a spreadsheet or a word processor, you are the architect, and the software is the shovel. However, the emerging concept of the AI agent fundamentally flips this dynamic. As highlighted in recent literature, an agent is not merely a piece of software that generates a response, it is a system defined by its ability to perceive its surroundings, reason through complex sequences, and execute independent actions to achieve a high-level goal. Stubinger, 2026. This is a movement from predictive software to agentic software. In the past, you asked a chatbot for an answer, and it provided text. Now, the model can be given an objective, such as organize my project folders and summarize the pending tasks, and it will autonomously navigate through your file system, read document contents, and perform the necessary sorting. This represents a leap from knowing to doing. It essentially turns your operating system into an active participant. Instead of spending your morning managing the digital workspace, you become the director, setting the strategy while the agent manages the tactical execution. This shift effectively redefines the relationship between human and machine, turning the computer from a passive terminal into an intelligent collaborator that understands not just the command, but the ultimate intention behind it. How AI sees your computer. If an AI is to act on our behalf, it must be able to see the digital world exactly as we do. This is the mystery of the reasoning acting, react, framework. Imagine you are working on a report, you look at the screen, see a piece of data in an email, and realize it needs to be moved to a document. AI agents are being trained using similar visual reasoning cycles. They don't just process code in the background, they utilize multimodal capabilities to interpret pixels on a screen. Research indicates that these agents break down a complex, vague goal into a chain of logical subtasks. Kulembayev et al., 2026. If you ask an agent to research a topic and draft a summary, it creates a loop, it observes the current state of the browser, plans the next navigation step, executes a click or a scroll, and then observes the results again. It is a continuous, self-correcting feedback loop. This mimics the human cognitive process of trial and error. When the AI sees your interface, it identifies buttons, text fields, and icons, mapping them to functional actions. This capability is rapidly evolving from simple text-based interactions to full graphical user interface, GUI, navigation. By bridging the gap between human perception and computational execution, these models can now operate software in a way that feels almost organic, navigating windows and menus with a virtual hand that follows your logic, ensuring that the work is not just done, but done in accordance with your specific workflow requirements. The role of high-performance hardware. None of this autonomy would be possible without a physical foundation. To achieve this level of thinking at the desktop level, we require a massive increase in raw processing power. When we speak of AI agents managing your daily tasks, we are discussing trillions of operations occurring in milliseconds. This is why NVIDIA's leadership in high-performance hardware is so pivotal to this transition. As industrial experts point out, the shift toward autonomous, unmanned operations, whether in robotics, self-driving systems, or local AI agents, requires hardware that can handle intense parallel processing and massive memory bandwidth simultaneously. Chang, 2026. These agents rely on large language models, LLMs, that are both large in size and complex in their reasoning architecture. To run these models locally or within secure data centers, we need GPUs and NPUs that can manage the inference process, the act of the AI actually using its brain to make a decision, without lag. Without this specialized architecture, the AI would be too slow to be a useful collaborator. When you ask your computer to perform a task, the hardware must be able to reason through the steps in real time, effectively simulating a thought process. NVIDIA's advancements in tensor cores and AI-integrated chipsets provide the necessary infrastructure to ensure that your agent is not just smart, but also responsive. This hardware isn't just about speed, it's about providing the intelligence that a space it needs to operate, ensuring that the technology powering your work is as robust as the tasks you are trusting it to perform. The future of workflow. This brings us to an important question: what happens to our roles as professionals? There is often a fear that automation signals the end of human contribution, but that is a misunderstanding of the technology. The reality is far more optimistic. We are looking at job evolution rather than job displacement. In the coming years, the most valuable skill will not be the ability to perform manual, repetitive tasks, but the ability to manage the intelligent agents that perform them for us. Patsa, 2026. Think of it as moving from being an individual contributor to being a team lead. Your role shifts toward goal setting, supervision, and, most importantly, exception handling. When an AI agent performs 90% of the routine work, data entry, scheduling, basic email correspondence, or file management, you are freed from the drudgery that often occupies our most productive hours. This allows you to reclaim your time for the deep work that requires human empathy, high-level strategy, and moral judgment. Instead of being buried in a spreadsheet, you will be designing the outcome, reviewing the agent's work, and guiding it toward more complex creative goals. This change doesn't make you less relevant, it makes you more potent. You are effectively upgrading your capabilities, allowing you to multiply your output by delegating the mundane to an agent that never gets tired, never loses focus, and is always ready to assist you in achieving your professional vision. The importance of boundaries and governance. With the immense power of autonomous agents, we must also embrace the responsibility of stewardship. If we give a system the ability to interact with our software, we must ensure it does so within clear, defined boundaries. This is the heart of governance. Autonomy is not a binary switch, it is a spectrum. On one end, you have a simple assistant that asks permission for every click, on the other, you have a fully autonomous agent acting with total discretion. Our goal should be to find the golden mean, the point where the agent is helpful enough to be transformative, but restricted enough to remain under our control. Wood, 2026. We must design these systems with human-in-the-loop safeguards. This means building in verification points where you review the agent's reasoning before it executes a final, irreversible action. Just as you would train a junior colleague, you must train your AI agent by setting parameters, defining what constitutes an acceptable outcome, and establishing the limits of its access. We must be mindful that while AI can replicate human logic, it cannot replicate human wisdom or moral nuance. Governance, therefore, becomes our most important creative act. By setting the rules, the constraints, and the goals, we ensure that our digital collaborators remain tools of empowerment rather than agents of disruption. It is about creating a partnership founded on trust, where the intelligence of the machine is safely guided by the conscience of the human, ensuring that as our technology grows more capable, our ability to use it ethically grows right alongside it. Why this matters to you? Why should this shift matter to you, right now? It is because we are at the beginning of an era that rewards adaptability. Whether you are a student preparing for a new career, a professional looking to optimize your output, or a creator wanting to push the boundaries of what you can produce, the rise of agentic AI is an invitation to upgrade your potential. The future is not about being replaced by software, it is about becoming the person who knows how to collaborate with the most sophisticated tools ever created. The goal here is not more technology for the sake of it, it is the reclamation of your time. By delegating the repetitive, robotic aspects of your digital life to an AI agent, you gain the freedom to focus on the things that are uniquely human, your creativity, your intuition, and your ability to build meaningful connections. This is about removing the friction between your intent and the reality of your work. When your computer can handle the mundane, you are left with the space to pursue the profound. This technology is becoming more accessible, more capable, and more integrated into the systems we already use every day. By understanding these developments now, you are positioning yourself at the forefront of a movement that will change how we define productivity. I encourage you to look at your daily tasks through a new lens. Ask yourself, what part of this could be delegated, and what part requires the best of me? That is the question that will define your success in the age of AI. Stay curious, stay engaged, and prepare to step into a new, more efficient, and more creative way of living. Does this